So this is Monday morning, and we're coming into Marseille. So that's France over there. It's a different view of our boat from in port. We're on the bus to the Marseille and AIX, not sure how to pronounce it, tour.
On the whole city of Marseille. You know, I told you in every city you have a church called Notre Dame, because dedicated to Mary, Our Lady. The most famous one in France is Notre Dame de Paris. But Notre Dame prices of constructions increased to 40%. It's a real trouble today for the population, which is very mixed in Marseille. We're in a large port, and we have a lot of poor people. But look, now you will see your ship to the left. Today we have 3 big cruise ships stopping in Marseille. Yours is the biggest one. And you see the whole city of Marseille is surrounded with limestone hills. And at the foot of that hill to the left side, you're going to see soon some arches. This is a district called l'Estaque. You're going to see that on the left side. You know, l'Estaque is very famous for the art lovers. It's a place where the great painter from Aix-en-Provence, Paul Cézanne, used to settle down. Do you know Paul Cézanne? And that great painter was born in Aix-en-Provence in 1839. A means Alps, the mountains to the north, with the first winter sport resorts. Tomorrow you will see the pre-Alps, the southern part of the Alps. CA, PACA. CA means in French Côte d'Azur. You know, the after the lunch, but we will go all together after the lunch back to the bus, okay? So first of all, as I told you, we begin with a walking tour. On the way, I show you the restaurant. To be sure you know where it is. We will finish on the place of the cathedral, which is beautiful. Around the cathedral, you have the main shopping area with touristic shops. And I will leave you there. You will have some free time. And after, latest 12:10, we will meet at the restaurant. And we'll have a lunch, which is included. Here you have on the top 3 figures of white marble, allegories of justice, fine art, agriculture. On the bottom you will see the lion, symbol of the power of the city.
Underground crosswalk.
When the facade is on the street, like here, it's typical of Italy. When you have a U shape in the front, it's typical of Paris. We're going to see both of them. You have always 3 floors. 1 floor for the reception, 1st floor for the drive-through, 2nd floor. Off to show the richness from outside. When the Provence was given to France at the end of the 15th century, they created a parliament here. And the most wealthy families of the region came to settle down here, and they built these wonderful palaces. And they wanted out of the But you know, at that time, in that college, there were a lot of people who had fighting, but no more money. And they didn't want to talk to that man, and they had money, but no fight. And they wanted to fight. And he make a young man who came from Paris, and has become his very good friend. You know, there's a very famous French writer, Émile Zola. Émile Zola is designed by a very good friend. Until 1824. In that time, well, you see again the base.
This is the oldest house in Aix. That's the oldest restaurant, 1792. And right next door is where the hat shop that Cézanne's family had, and they lived upstairs, and he actually spent a lot of time at that restaurant. So you pay for the privilege of eating where Cézanne was.
One person who doesn't eat meat.
This is the restaurant where we're gonna come back and eat.
You'll see again the two names on the streets. Rue Esparia and Sierra Carriero de Salud. Carriero means rue, street, in the Provençal language. You'll read that everywhere. So, you know, it will be important. Now we come to the left. We're on the big place. When you will have free time, you will see that place. Well, look, we check the right when we go from the Albert. You know, the family of Albert was at the end of the pyramid, from father to son. It was very well family. In the 18th century, they decided to live there like this. And that's how they did their own house. It's typical of the It's a very special shop, they're very famous for dance shoes. No? If you agree, you also learn how to macaron,
Market?
Okay, just look. The cakes of the region. If you want to buy the calisson, buy them in a specialized factory. I'm going to show you two of them on the way. Huh?
Specialized pastry in the region. There's just two places that make it.
This is the City Hall, which was the center of government when Aix was the center of France, or of the region actually.
You know, in fact, the city hall is exactly built like a palace, but in a bigger size. If we could go behind a private palace, we should see curves like this one. And in that curve, we have the bedrooms. Not here, huh? This is the city hall. We have a beautiful staircase. So here's a very famous factory for the calisson. Calisson is little white cakes, you see? Start here. They're made daily. They're very good. Another specialty, this is here, navette. Navette is a specialty of Marseille. Maybe you can buy them in Marseille. It's made with orange flavor. And they have the symbolic shape of the ship, where the holy people had arrived after the death of the Christ. The legends say they arrived in a place called Sainte Marie de la Mer. Okay, just look now, we cross the touristic district. You can go after, where you're free time. Okay, this way, please. Oh, we are lucky here. This is the seat of a museum, so it's open. And you can understand better what I explained to you. You saw already the beautiful walnut gates. You can see our welcome by triumphal arch. And you see this beautiful staircase leading to the first floor. Between the first floor and the second floor, it didn't need to be any more beautiful.
So this is the way you took a walk. You had your servants carry you.
Just look. You have beautiful ceiling called à la française, French ceiling. This beautiful decoration, wooden ceiling. And you see originally all the walls were covered with frescoes. But it was no more the fashion in the 19th century. They painted above and we just get little pieces of them and virginity. Look, if you remember the Marseilles folk from the Santon with clay figures, these are these clay figures which are typical crafts of Provence. You know, in every family we make the crèche, the crib for Christmas. We have the Holy Family, and after we had all the typical people of Provence. We have about 100 figures that we buy little by little. Every year, in every city in Provence for Christmas, we have the Santon market.
Little garden out back.
Collégien. Ah, avec la petite chemise.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you do it. You'll walk.
Seat of the Museum of Tapestry, Gobelin. If you go behind, you have a nice curve. It's a place where we have every year the classical music festival. You know, Aix is very famous for that festival. Right in the 1940s. Okay, this way, please. Cathedral, in fact, the baptistry is around 500. You see, it has an octagonal shape. The number 8 is symbol of resurrection. And you have 8 colors at the crossing of the transept. And look, at every bridge, you see the 4 symbols of the 4 evangelists. You can see the angel, Matthew, the lion, Mark, the eagle, John, and the last one is the bull for Luke. acoustic is very good. Look on the top. Can you see on the walls? We have some walls. Can you see the edge on the walls? This is a system of acoustic vases. Terracotta vases which are turned to amplify the voice. It's a very old system, only by the Swiss, under the seat of the piano. Watching the burning bush, and the angel explaining to him, don't be afraid. On the top, we have the New Testament with a virgin. She has got a child, but she's still a virgin. On both sides, you have the king on it and his wife. You know, when he first married, he was 11 years old.
Heading back towards the restaurant now. Trying to take a slightly different route. We're free time.
That's me, sir. Look, our tour bus is on this. Yeah. There's a car, looks like a Lamborghini.
Well, she didn't want a car, you know, so she went against traffic.
Driving back to Marseille from Aix. They have a pretty good graffiti problem here. All the walls have it.
Rather short, but look, we are back in Marseille and you have to try to away to open your eyes. So as I told you, we are going to begin our sightseeing tour. We just drive now through the district to the north, which are the poor districts. You will see shortly to the right, look, a very high tower. Can you see it?
Yeah.
That tower is located near your ship, and in fact, it's the seat of the very famous ship owner, CMACGM. The architect of the tower is a very famous woman, Zaha Hadid. And she built a lot in the world, and she built that tower about 4 years ago. Now in front of you, you can see very well on the top of the hill Notre Dame de la Garde, which will be the longest stop that we have in Marseille. You will have time to see the church inside, it's a very interesting one. But now, right now, we're going to drive in the direction of the train station. And from there, we will drive to that beautiful... And it's a city which offers 111 districts. And every district is like a small village, which makes the diversity and the interest of... That means you drive from the center of Marseille, you arrive in the center of Paris in 3 hours only. In a lot of other cities, you have train station outside the center. But here, it's much more practical than the plane. You know, the airport of Marseille is 30 kilometers to the north. You must arrive 1 hour before you arrive outside Paris. It's much more practical to take the train. You see the new one with the pine trees inside, and behind the new one you will see the old train station called Saint-Charles. And at the foot of the old train station you will see soon a wonderful monumental staircase. But just look now, you see this beautiful staircase here on the left side. Remember, drive slowly, you can see it well. You don't need to go by foot, you have the subway leading directly to the top, huh? But you can go also upstairs if you want. It's a reason why the colors of Marseille are blue and white. You know, most of French people know these colors because of soccer, Olympique de Marseille. But they forget that these colors are first of all the colors of the Virgin.
That deserves to be in Vegas.
You see well now on the left side, huh? That beautiful construction. So you have in the center the triumphal arch. You have three figures. The one in the center, this is the allegory of the river du Rance. To your right, to your left, you see wheat and grapes, which have always been the symbols of richness in Provence. Behind the building, you have the Canal of Marseille. Drink it without any trouble.
Where's the wheat?
You see, look. The wheat is the lady to the right, you see? You have in the center that you have. Now we drive just very slowly here. Look, from there you have the best view. Look at that. You see one of these three figures. And the bulls below, the bulls are the symbol of the power of this water. And you know, behind you have a nice park. Now look to your right. Can you see these beautiful trampoline windows? At every level, you see 3, 3, 3. We speak for the 3 windows facade, which is a typical architecture in Marseille in the 19th century. You see, if you look at the facade in Marseille, it's not as nice as the ones of Aix. I told you, Aix was also always called the aristocratic city, whereas Marseille was called the plebeian city. So look now, if you look behind, you see the facade with the roses in the center. So we're not allowed to drive anymore at the top of the Canebière because you can see a beautiful little Wallace fountain on the left with golden statues. You have a lot of fountains like these ones in Paris. You have 5 fountains like that in Marseille. Yeah. Until last week, the traffic was wonderful in Marseille. This where we were still in vacation. Tired yet, sparing the balconies. Right now, we make the renovation of all the buildings, and most of the time we use these natural pigments. Again, big work for the subway. And in a while, in the background to your right, you will see the Triumphal Arch. This is the center of the North African district. The Triumphal Arch of Marseille was erected at the same period as the one of Paris in the beginning of the 19th century, but in a smaller size. And on the north, you have 3 hills, and they could be protected from the strong wind, Mistral. The first city, so you will see the Opera House now on the left side. Look on the left side. And now you're around the port. You know, the port of Marseille has been completely renovated. We had big works which began in March 2012. In January 2013, everything was finished. And today we have the most important pedestrian area on a port in Europe. You know, the piers are much larger. Originally, we had very small piers, but here, in the morning, on that pier, you have the fishing market. And you have the typical fishes of the Mediterranean, and the typical people of Marseille. You know, in Marseille we speak very loudly with their heads. A little bit like the Italians. You always have the impression we're shouting after you. It's just the way we speak. It was designed by the very famous British architect, Sir Norman Foster. You know, it looks like a mirror. People are just taking pictures from below, and you have the impression that everything is flying. You will see soon a small pink building with all the flags. This is the City Hall. You remember? I told you the city in Marseille is much smaller than the one of Aix. It dates back from the same period, 17th century. Behind, you're going to see a building with arches, the shape that we're going to cross. The two fortresses of Marseille date back to the 17th century. They used to belong to the city walls, erected in that time. But you know, they were not built to protect Marseille, not at all. They were built to survey the population. In Marseille, nobody wanted to pay any taxes. Nothing has changed. And the cannons were not in a Abbey Saint Victor. It's built on a crypt from the 5th century. And the crypt is a museum of sarcophagi. It's a very interesting church in Marseille. Now look, you see we were on the Lower Fortress to your right, the up. Now look, in a while, to the right, you're going to see a beautiful 5-star hotel, the Sofitel Hotel. And we're going to arrive soon on the Coast Road, which is called Cornice, John Fitzgerald Kennedy. You see that beautiful 5-star hotel to your right, Sofitel. And the Cornice where we're going to arrive was laid out between 1848 and 1863. That beach is called Catalan, look at that. Because it was created by Spanish fishermen in the 18th century. We are still in the bathing season. We have a bathing season from the end of April till the end of September. You know, this year, July and August were not very nice. And from the beginning of September, it has been very nice. Little island in the center with a fortress on it is the very famous island If. You know, famous for the legend of the Count of Monte Cristo from Alexandre Dumas. In Marseille, we really love to mix legend and reality. If you go to visit the fortress today, it's a museum. The guide will show you, without any troubles, the jail of the Count of Monte Cristo, the jail of the Abbot Fire, the very little hall. He will explain you so well the history that you will believe it. But you know, the Count of Monte Cristo indeed has never existed. It's just a beautiful legend. Even if 23 movies were shot on that site. You see to your right that memorial for the French soldiers who died in the Far and Middle East countries during the First World War. It's called the Gate of Orient. Now, after the light, we are going to drive on the bridge, and on the left side you will see a wonderful district of Marseille called the Vallon des Offres. You will see the houses are hanging on the slope of the hill, and you have the little fishing port just below. It's beautiful. And can you see that small island to your right? You have a column on the island. At the bottom of the column you have a cross on the red color. This is a symbolic sea level. As the Mediterranean Sea has nearly no tides, we take it as base level for all the... And now after the curve to the right, you will see that beautiful hotel, Le Petit-Nice, with a single 3-star restaurant for the Rue region called Passedat. And you will see at the large terrace, and you have just people lying on the rock. At the bottom of the hotel, you see Le Petit-Nice to the right. And now, after the curve, you...
So this area is the rich side of Marseille. So you can see a Ferris wheel over there. A lot of tall buildings.
See beautiful rock gardens, like here with oleanders, with the herbs of Provence, thyme, rosemary, sage, celery, marjoram. You know, we grow these herbs in our gardens, so when we need them, we just cut off the herbs and use them. The single trouble today, that hill used to be a quarry, and today the stones are falling down. We must fortify the hill. You see the nets protecting the hill. And on the top of the church you will see the statue of Mary. It's made of copper and covered with gold leaves. It's 11 meters 20 high and nearly...
This is up at the top of the cathedral.
No, the weather on the ship said 81 and sunny.
You can see our ship way out there.
And we form the fourth station of the top of the church. We have a staircase and nearly 10 tons heavy. We have a staircase leading to the eyes of the statue, but which has been closed to the public for more than 30 years now. You can see well the two colors, green and white. So, to go... Welcome in Notre Dame de la Garde. This is for all the people here, the good mommy. It's a room where inside you can see these different gifts that we call ex voto. You know, the word ex voto comes from the Latin word ex voto suscepto, which means from the wish, after the wish. For instance, you are very sick, you pray Mary, you are again in good health, you do the wish to bring a gift. If you succeed in an exam, if you don't you prove, or for different reasons, we find there words of gratitude on all the walls, paintings on both sides, and little boxes which are hanging. And you have wonderful Byzantine mosaics with the three main colors: gold for God and sun, blue, sky and sea, green, vegetation. All the designs you have inside are never simple decorations. They all have a very important significance.
This is the richer side of Marseille. And there's the big soccer stadium. Huge apartment complex. And then out that way is the poorer part of Marseille. And out that way again's our ship also. Again, you can see our boat, our ship out there. There you can see the fort thing that she was talking about as we drove through the middle of it, because they cut it in half. She was saying that the little palace there. Not sure which thing exactly she's talking about. Thinking it's that over there. It was done by the wife of Napoleon III, and then she never came back. And then there are our islands again. So we have about an hour of free time, so this is the pedestrian shopping area near the port of Marseille. This is the prefecture. I'm not sure exactly what that is. It's a historical site. National Police Building. Port's down that way. A little side street heading towards the port. Here's street works making a mess of things. Some kind of bicycle rental setup they got here. I'm not sure what the minutes are on the bikes.
The facade. We have everywhere beautiful balconies. This street was opened under the prefect Haussmann. Do any of you know Paris? In Paris you have the Boulevard Haussmann with the Galerie Lafayette. It was opened by the prefect. So look, you have a little market also there. And you have such a nice view on the church. Look at the church at the top of the hill on the other side. So you see just to the right here the city hall, and you see what I told you, beautiful place, and you have typical narrow streets behind. Here were shot very famous movies, Borsalino, French Connection. Well, they get such a bad idea of Marseille, city of drugs, criminality. Asking to drive around, you will see better. It's made of glasses and covered with a special concrete, and look, you have a bridge connecting the old fortress to the new museum. It's very, very special. We made the connection between the future and the past. Very simple. See that well. The canal is also something new. And now in front of you will see the Cathedral of Marseille. In fact, you have the two cathedrals. You will see to the right a little church, the old cathedral, the old one. And now you have the new one in front of you, which has exactly the same style as Notre Dame de la Garde. Neo-Romanesque Byzantine. It's due to the same architect, Esperantieu. But that one was not renovated. And you don't see very well the two colors, green and white. End of the 19th century. Look, you see the monumental staircase, which is quite new, opened last month, to connect the place of the cathedral to that place on the left side. And look, we open right now a lot of arches with new shops. Here we should have 40 shops and restaurants. know, it's very strange. This is a crisis in Marseille, like everywhere in Europe. But in Marseille right now, we open a lot of new shops everywhere. The arches, some of them are partly opened. You have Les Halles, it's a nice place with market. And next to it you have Fragonard, that famous perfume factory. So you're going to see just a little piece in the center which hasn't been renovated, which is still very dirty. But originally all the buildings were as black as that part here. You see? But to your right. And you see the difference.
Are they just bleaching the side?
In fact, you know, and a cinema with 3,000 seats. Everything should be finished in 2016. In the background to your right is your modern building, which is also red and green. It's a new big library of the city. You see here they opened a new hospital, a new college. Thanks to the new population, we came to settle down here.
So we've set sail from Marseille. You can see the port's back there. Got a couple of other cruise ships out here with us. And we're headed over to, I believe, Nice. I wouldn't think it would be all that far, but hey, we're not supposed to get in till tomorrow morning.